Hello and welcome to Dark Future Dice, Dollmaker, Chapter 14, Book 2. My name is Pat and I play DP.
I'm Lindsay and I play Barbora.
And I'm Titus and I am the GM/referee.
So welcome back. We're going to get into the episode, but before we do, I just want to say Black Lives Matter and Happy Pride, and also trans rights are human rights.
I mean, it's sad that we have to say these things.
Any of those things should not be
also,
statements that we need to say.
I understand that it has not been a happy Pride for most so far.
It's tough times right now. We are recording this like 2 weeks before you're gonna get it, so maybe new developments will happen. But just want to say to everyone out there who is struggling right now, our hearts are with you, and if you
we stand with you.
Support any of these charities and causes, please do. Even signing petitions helps for sure. We'll talk more about this stuff maybe at the end of the episode, but just wanted to, right up front, be cool and
show support.
Show your support.
Definitely.
All right, so let's get into the episode.
Last chapter, DP had found himself inside of a simulation within the Damsel research facility, speaking directly with Dr. Hillman, the head of research on the Arcadia project, and also one of the research teams on the old Chromotech arcology, which, went through a disaster and became the Scrub Zone. Meanwhile, Barb has found herself in the Catalina Art Museum with a group of artists in a commune, and has discovered the fate of Addison, who was going through similar things that she did, and made a mural that showed what looks to be the Dollmaker, what looks to be the AI as a beautiful woman, and what looks to be the Petrochem Defense Force. We'll start inside the simulation with DP and Dr. Hillman. After she said that she wanted to take you back to explain the Chromotech disaster, the kind of whole area went dark, and she's standing under one of those spotlights that I mentioned before. And what begins is kind of like almost a presentation. She's like, how is it possible for a bioengineering firm to create the most sophisticated AI years before IBM, Microtech, Zetatech? How does this relatively small firm of genetic specialists create an AI capable of running advanced simulations faster and more accurate than any computer known to man, in less space and at a fraction of the cost? There are many questions about AI that we struggle with. Is it real intelligence, or just a well-designed puppet mirroring our behavior to where we believe it to be real intelligence? Can emotion be digitized? Back at Chromotech, we didn't answer any of these questions. We made them obsolete. And the lights kind of come up a little bit on something that looks like a giant supercomputer that's coming out of the ceiling. It's almost like an inverted pyramid, but it's kind of haphazardly made together with shapes of, rectangles coming down of dark metal. And it starts to, the kind of facade of that metal peels away, and underneath it are tubes that contain a familiar purple liquid. And inside those tubes are tissue. Through my years working at Chromotech, she continues, then Biotechnica, my mission has always been the same, not to make a facsimile of life, but to create new ones. This is what you call the AI core of the Scrub Zone. I'd call it my greatest creation, but that would be a lie. Number one, I was part of a team. And number two, Alice made herself. We only helped her grow.
What am I supposed to take away from this, Doctor?
Let me explain. Alex Gorister was the daughter of Dr. Oleg Gorister, the founder of Chromotech. She had an incurable disease. Her brain became the first part of the entity you know as the AI core. At the time, the entity was less than 1% organic, a small piece of tissue attached to a massive computer. Slowly, we began replacing parts, adding more and more to the organism. Then the organism itself became capable of solving our problems faster than we could. So it could control its own evolution. It could grow new parts as needed, becoming almost entirely self-sufficient, less and less reliant on the old technology of digital databases and components, and more a total life form.
If it's a total life form, then why are you hiding this? What, how did it get corrupted? It's not like there's just data floating around in this life form's brain.
I mean, it depends on what you think of how memory is transferred, but yes, there is data still in this life form's brain. And how did it come corrupted? Well, that was the disaster. And you can see cracks occur into the tubes, and that purple liquid starts pouring out into the environment. Barb, you are at the museum of the Catalina Island Museum, and you've been sort of walking around looking at different art projects. Mm-hmm. And you found one that it has a little plaque next to it, and it says that it's a collaboration between Psychodiogenes and Vapor Harmful. And they've taken the sort of propaganda posters of Arcadia, and they've kind of destroyed them with paint. But what you see is probably Psycho's contribution to it, where he's written over, this kind of the vision of the island as a lush green place. Just another dollhouse. Mm. And with that, Sleazy-Chan stumbles in.
Oh, hey, you're up now? Finally?
Yeah. Hey, how's it going?
Not great, Sleazy. Not great. I tried to tell you earlier, but, you were passing out, so thought I'd leave it till you were
I was just really tired.
Uh-huh. Really tired. Yeah. Okay.
It's been a long day.
You're okay, though, right? You need anything to eat?
I'm great. I'm full. Yeah, I'm a little hungry, but
yeah.
I feel great.
Okay. Sure. Okay, so then you can probably handle me talking to you about what I've just found out last night. And
I hope so.
I guess I have the tissue still, the tissue sample that I found in the room. And I pass it to her, and I say that I found this in Addison's room last night. I know I probably shouldn't have been snooping in there, but Chip could smell it from a mile away, and I had to investigate. And what I've pretty much learned is that Addison was going through the same things that I am. she couldn't sleep, and it seemed that she had been a test subject in the same study that I was a part of, and she discovered this tissue at the base of her spine that she figured was the cause of all the weird dreams and visions she was having, and she tried to carve it out, and that's basically how she died.
Oh.
Yeah, it was pretty grisly. There was like blood everywhere.
God, I guess with everything that was happening to you, we should have probably checked on you, now that I think about it.
Well, I mean, it was pretty vague what was happening to me, and it was nothing just outright dangerous, so we kind of left it unchecked. It makes sense. Like, there were more pressing issues at the time, but now I'm really worried. So I just wanted you to check this chip out and tell me what you can find, I guess. Well, find out about it.
It looks like some kind of tissue that's grown into the chipware socket.
Yeah.
I mean, this kind of thing can happen where the body tries to heal and rejects it, but I don't know. I can't really see just from here whether it's Addison, she kind of shudders, or something else.
Yeah. I guess you would need some sort of like micro, or, like a, what do they call them? I'm not good at tech. Microscope or something to analyze it.
For sure. And to be honest, this isn't really my specialty. I'm more of a home security or corporate security, locks,
right?
Security cameras.
You need more of like a medical type, I guess. Do you know where I'd find one?
Ooh, I did know a doctor.
But we killed him.
He died.
Yeah. God damn it.
That was really inconvenient.
Yes. That was really bullshit. Well, God damn it.
Did they take Alloy to the damsel?
Yeah, they did. They did.
I mean, they would know, but I don't trust them.
No. And I don't really see us having any other plans with meeting up with DP.
We aren't?
I mean,
going to meet up with him?
I don't know whether it's worth going to the damsel right now when there's also
he might be just on his way back.
Yeah, exactly.
Just, it's like two ships crossing in the night and just miss him.
Right?
But he's coming back, right?
I don't even know if he wouldn't know where we are. Like, he would, if he were to go back, where is back? I guess it would be the Top 40 karaoke where we last told him where we would be.
I could try calling him.
Yeah, you could try that. I'd love to see how that goes over right now.
She gets on her cell phone and calls him up. And there's kind of an awkward moment where you guys are sitting there and the phone keeps ringing. She's like, I really should talk him into getting that celebrity message service that I got.
You know what?
It's just like, I don't even know. I keep expecting him to pick it up, but there's no message service. So
right.
This is.
I think wherever he is, there just really is no signal at all. So.
I hope he's all right.
Yeah. Pretty concerned for him.
Save me.
He's
probably fine. I mean, it's DP.
I mean, you put a lot of trust into this guy. I don't know.
I mean, he's just, if anyone can talk his way out of something, then, it's what he does.
There's
right?
been a lot of times where I've had to brute strength our way out of something, though.
Yeah, it kind of sucks that you two aren't together because you really help each other out in that regard.
Well, situations made it difficult for us to be discovered. So, especially now that the Zygoptera has possession of Alloy, and
with that, you kind of have hit a nerve, and she, her face changes. And you could make a human perception to try to maybe use your empathy to determine how she feels about that.
5.
Okay. It's not, that's enough. It's a real it's like an easy one.
Yeah, she's upset.
She likes Alloy. She's really upset that he's not here, and she's really worried about him and DP, I guess.
Yeah.
And this whole thing's kind of bringing her back to that reality after taking a short smash trip. Right.
Well, we're going to do everything we can to get them back, Sleazy. If it takes, whatever it takes, I guess. Well, these guys here, Psycho and Vapor Harmful, were suggesting doing a raid on a facility that could be holding more victims of the sleep study. Do you think that's worth pursuing?
I don't, I mean, they're real cool guys, right? Like, I don't want to, I just, I guess I like there to be like, I love a good heist. You know me, right?
Yeah.
I love a good heist. I just really like to, do some prep work.
Right.
To kind of, come up with one of those classic sleazy plans. And this one seems kind of, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is.
Haphazard, slapdash.
Yeah. Well, just not, I guess not up to that professional level that we expect it. TLD, LTD, TLB, LTD, import and export.
Okay. I have to agree with you on that, at least.
But it's interesting to know, like, that they seem to know where this place is, and maybe we could figure it out. I don't want them to go there and try it and die, but maybe we can talk them into doing something, I don't know, a little smarter.
Maybe they can help us out in some way. They seem to be down with Petrochem, though, and all our trails are leading more towards the damsel, and they wouldn't know anything about the damsel.
Right. So you, I don't know. I'm not really sure I trust Petrochem either.
No, of course. Yeah, I don't trust Petrochem at all. But then there's also a loose thread that we kind of left hanging with November. And I'm kind of curious to know what happened to her. The last we heard, she was going to resign back at the facility. And
she was supposed to meet us at our warehouse, wasn't she?
Right. So
speaking of which,
it might be a good plan to just try and meet up with her then. And maybe we can find out what's going on with Petrochem through her.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little bit concerned. She starts, and then the lights shut off in the museum. And over by one of the displays in the museum was a video feed that was just kind of looping some nonsense about the Chicago Cubs. And it goes to static, and then comes back on. And you can see something that it's a little bit grainy, but you start to piece it together that this is the interior of the warehouse, TLB LTD, import and export.
Great.
And it's kind of a handheld device kind of going over it. And there are Zygoptera soldiers on the ground dead.
Psychoptera. Oh shit.
And it pulls up to 2 or 3 of the Petrochem soldiers and Uncle Grigor and your sister Roxana on a couch in the corner. looking very fearful.
They're not tied up or anything, though, are they?
No, but they're being held down by the...
Oh, yeah.
Surrounded by the Petrochem soldiers.
Okay, we're gonna fuck some shit up with Petrochem then. I guess it's decided for me.
Back inside the simulation, Dr. Hillman continues. It was made possible with two components of nanomachine enzymes. The first used to create the environment possible for the biocomputer to thrive, and the second to turn the first into a solid that could be disposed of. A way to control the life and death cycle of itself. A70, also called Gorgon, and A95, also called Scrub. Alice is capable of producing its own Gorgon, and thus can reproduce its own cells. However, the hyper-neural activity that is required to maintain Alice's life through Gorgon is harmful to most animal life, including humans. In small doses, it slowly degenerates the nervous system and leads to what we call the scrub sickness. In high concentrations, it paralyzes the subject in a form of suspension, degrading all nervous system activity and making the brain hyperfunctional. And you can see the tableau start to move forward in time as the purple liquid is leaking out of the tubes and containers of the AI core. And bodies fade in, floating in space with their eyes open and their mouths in. Horrific kind of caricatures of a person frozen in time in the middle of a terrible disaster.
So this is what the doll maker's doing. They're injecting or just exposing people to high concentrations of scrub.
Gorgon. Scrub is the one that we use to
clean it up. Okay.
Yeah.
It was part of the cycle. As you said, it's not a database. It's not as precise. So the creation of new memories and the erasure of old ones is actually controlling a life cycle of the entity, creating new parts of it and disposing of old ones.
That's how you control the data, is just by destroying parts of the flesh and introducing parts of the whatever the other version. I don't know. There's purple liquid.
It's actually,
there's fleshy bits.
It's somewhat more complicated because
you mean it's more complicated than gooey bits and fleshy bits?
But it's still a good way of looking at it, because total erasure of any information or data is impossible in a living organism. There is still, it is still a cybernetic component, so a lot of the data is still handled through the computer, and we try to mitigate what data moves through to the organism. But once an idea is in its head, the only way to get rid of it is through a form of self-surgery.
So you have to convince Alice to rip out a part of her own consciousness or brain.
Alice is self-sufficient now. As self-sufficient as she can be, she makes these decisions for herself.
Okay. So what do we do about this?
Well, she's dying. As self-sufficient as she is alone without the connections and data that helped to form her consciousness, her identity. She's been floating inside the scrub zone as parts of her are slowly eroding and dying. It's time for Alice to be reintroduced into a different environment. But the Alice as she's known is it's her time to move on, I suppose.
So you're just going to wait? That's it? Just wait it out?
No, we have a different plan. Barb and Sleazy-Chan are inside the museum, and most of the lights have gone out, but a few emergency ones have turned on. And roll your combat sense.
4.
You sense some creeping going on in the next room, and have kind of figured that there are at least 2 people on either side of the wall. There is a kind of a wall that has several openings, one large door, and I guess a door archway more than a door. There isn't actually a hinge to it.
Okay.
And then 2 smaller ones on the side. There is a 4-sided bench in the middle of the room. And then there are kind of displays that move out from the wall on either side of that bench.
Okay, I guess I tell Sleazy-Chan, duck for cover under or behind these benches with me, on my side, I guess.
Okay.
I kind of ask her, like, do you notice anything about this museum that might have, like, security features? Or, like, mechanisms that can, like, lock doors or, like, shut off a certain part of the room?
I'd have to get to the terminal, and there's a terminal in the far left corner on your side.
On my side? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Where's Chip right now?
You don't know where Chip is.
Oh.
Currently.
Shit. Well, where are the other 2 artist guys? Are they around?
They were in the other room.
Ooh. Shit. Okay. Okay, here's my plan. It might sound crazy, but like I still have glitter bangs on me, right? I only used 1, so if I were to throw a glitter bang into the other room, do you think it would reach far enough to blind the 2 guys on either side of it?
Yes.
Okay, I tell Sleazy plan. Okay, here's my plan. I'm gonna throw glitter bang into the other room.
So, are you talking loud enough that everyone can hear you?
No. I'm like whispering to her. Like, I'm gonna throw a glitter bang into the other room, and hopefully blind. There's 2 soldiers on the other side of the wall. I'm gonna blind them, and you'll have cover to reach the terminal and see what the security, like, I guess, level is in this place. And I'll cover you. Yeah. So I'm gonna throw it.
Make your roll to throw.
7, not bad.
Okay, yeah. You throw it through the large archway?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess you duck back behind the couch and you hear which glitter bang color did you use?
Oh, let's go with blue or what do we have? I can't remember.
We have magenta. We have blue. Maybe purple. I can't remember.
Blue.
Yeah.
Just blue.
You turned down the red, white, and blue patriotic ones, but okay, blue. Sure. Okay. I guess a moment after it goes off, Sleazy-Chan moves to behind the cover to try to access the electronics panel. And roll initiative.
Okay. 8. Ooh.
So you're going first. You can see a couple of bodies that are illuminated by the glitter.
They're all shiny though, right?
Yeah, exactly. So they're
Sweet.
flipping, they're sort of like thrashing around, contending with that glitter explosion. But it also looks like they might be wrestling with something out there. But you can only kind of see this like herd of people of like glitter bodies moving around quickly.
Okay. I'm not going to fire at that middle person then. Because it might just
You can kind
be
of
an
hold
ally.
your turn to see what happens. So that way you don't have to.
Yeah, I think I'm going to hold on to my turn for now. And just
Okay,
keep
sure.
my eye on the archways.
Okay, Sleazy is working on the panel. Okay. At that moment, 2 petrochem soldiers that are covered in blue paint fall out through the main archway, and they are kind of holding on to, but not quite grasping, a Vapor Harmful who is also covered in blue glitter paint.
Sorry, man.
Thrashing around and screaming in a way that makes it very clear that he can't hear himself speak. So it's kind of almost like it's trying to say words, but not used to the inability to hear, to not hear himself speak back. And also trying to desperately to light a Molotov cocktail that he was holding on to. What do you do?
I don't want to risk trying to shoot at them from here because I know I'm just going to fuck up that roll. So... And then none of them can hear me, so I can't really try and intimidate or anything.
You're not sure that any of them can hear / see
me. Ooh. Yeah. So I do still have the element of surprise.
Yes. I mean, well, they were, yes.
Okay. Shit. There's no way to sneak over there. Is there anything else in this room?
Like, so they're all, sneak over there. What do you mean by that?
Like, go unseen. Like, I could just assume that they're completely blinded by glitter.
Yeah, I mean, they're certainly acting like they are.
Okay. I guess I just head on over to the one on the top? North? I don't know how you'd say that.
Yeah, right. So, like, you nonchalantly stroll over there, or?
I don't know.
Just like I just head on over.
I guess I do a cool, like, acrobatic roll over there or something. I guess I have to roll for that. Like, I try to get there.
Hey, don't let them pressure you into doing a cool ride. If you want to stroll, you can stroll.
Yeah, I'm just trying to paint the picture here in my head.
Or you can run.
Okay, I'll run and hop over the bench. How about that?
Oh God.
So,
okay, roll your athletics to hop the bench.
3.
You didn't need to do it. Trying to prove a point.
I'm trying to be cool.
It's just hopping a bench, so you didn't fumble. You're fine.
Yeah.
You hop over the bench. It wasn't as cool as you'd like.
Yeah, it's kind of like clumsily.
Yeah. Okay, and you move over to the...
Yeah, that guy.
One of the guys holding Vapor Harmful.
Yeah, and they're wearing like...
When you move there, though, make an a awareness notice.
9.
Okay. You can see from your position several other ones that are covered in glitter but it also looks like more are coming into the building.
Jesus Christ. Okay, gotta act fast. I guess I wrap my monofilament blade around this guy's neck and just slash.
Okay, just doing a choke.
Yeah. And I critted. 18.
Okay. Roll your damage.
Oh yeah, what is the damage? 3d6? 14.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, his head comes clean off.
Yeah, perfect. Okay.
Perfect.
That's what I wanted. I guess, I kind of kick that guy's now dead body out of the way and grab Vapor Harmful so he's like behind me.
Okay, so you're pulling him. He's going to struggle. He doesn't know it's you. So
right.
You're at a -3, you're going to have to gonna call this a strength feat.
Sure. 6. Not great.
You managed to bring him behind you, but he's still flailing about and trying to light that Molotov.
Oh, okay.
And are you gonna do anything else at a -6?
-6. Maybe I'll just try to grab the guy below me and just hold him like a hostage situation. Like in a half Nelson. At -6. Come on. You can do this. 8. Oh, I should have put luck on it. Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, wasn't great.
He was just flailing around too much that
I couldn't
you
grab.
weren't able to do it in time. Okay. Now Vape is gonna go. He does not successfully light his Molotov. But then he throws it. Anyway. I guess unsure that whether it was lit or
not. He's wearing glasses, right? Like the glasses would have protected his sight somewhat.
No.
No?
That's not how light works.
Okay.
So it's like
it's a flashbang. It's gonna go
it's
through
a
your
flashbang.
glasses.
Okay.
It's kind of a double whammy.
Yeah.
Your eyes get blinded by the flash, but then also blinded by the
glitter.
The glitter paint.
So maybe the glitter
everything.
paint wasn't so bad on his eyes, but it's definitely covering his glasses.
Glasses, yeah.
But his
he's still
his
blinded.
ears are rigging, and he's effectively blinded right now. So he's just went through the motions on throwing that Molotov, and so I guess a sort of an area inside the other room is covered in
blue.
Yeah, no, in accelerants.
Oh.
Okay.
Now try and shoot it, and Titus will be all like, "That's not
how accelerants work. You need a flit flame."
Even though that's how it works in the movies.
Not in any good movies, though.
Oh wow! Am I really such a killjoy? Come on.
No, just giving you a hard time.
Okay, so Petrochem soldiers. They're going to attempt to blindly move towards you and hit you with their stun batons.
No.
Massive failure. One of them is
themselves?
smashing the wall between the two of you. With the stun baton, the other one fumbled, dropped his stun.
Yes.
Dropped his. The worst possible scenario.
Yes.
Dropped the stun baton, which ignites the area.
Oh, yes.
Oh, man.
Oh, I can't believe how great this is right now.
And takes a lot of damage. Still keeping it together.
Okay.
All right.
Now there's a raging flame.
Just on fire,
Yeah.
but I got my shit together.
The other one fails to realize there's fire and moves into it. This whole attack scene was a lot scarier on paper.
The Petrochem Defense Force, everybody.
Yeah, man. That's what we think of you, fucking militant police.
Yeah. I mean, it's what the roles think of you. So, yeah, new round of initiative, I suppose.
Okay. 5.
Okay, it's you first, then Vape, then the Petrochem Defense Force, and then Sleazy.
So there's 2 guys that are left kind of... Oh, no, 3 guys left that are kind of... Yeah, the fire isn't taken care of.
This one's dead. I'm just going to take him off the board. Yeah.
So I guess I go to grab the guy in front of me again.
Okay.
6.
Okay. He moves into your arms.
Oh.
The total just completely went the wrong way and walked into it.
Okay. And then I kind of put him like into a half Nelson. And I wanted to like use a toadate, but like it looks like there's like really no point in that. So I guess I kind of like, is it possible for me to like choke him out to like just be like unconscious?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll do that.
It'd be easier if you pulled his helmet off, I suppose. But it's still possible. It's just that there's kind of like a flap protection on his jacket and the helmet. But yeah, you could still get to the blood vessels, I guess.
I'll be safe and take his helmet off, I guess.
Okay.
Do I have to roll?
So it's a -3 for
3.
your choke.
Ugh, 2.
Okay. You're just kind of struggling with him still.
Right.
It's not happening, I guess.
Okay.
Okay. Vape is going to he's going to throw a punch in kind of a random direction. It kind of he kind of pushes himself back in the wrong direction, throwing a punch in the air.
All right.
And making some kind of like
good job
sound. Yeah.
You tried.
Sleazy-Chan is making a lot of progress. And the defense force is falling apart, really. They don't manage to do anything. I guess the guy with the stun baton thinks he's making progress, and so he's still attacking that wall. The fire is slowly starting to spread. Those 2 guys are on the ground screaming.
God.
Being burned alive.
Yeah, being burned alive.
Oh, God.
New initiative, I suppose.
Okay. 9.
So, at that moment, a figure crashes through the drywall and lunges towards you.
What?
It's one of the doll soldiers.
No. What is this? I still got hold of the soldier, though, right?
Yeah.
I could use him as a shield. I'm going to use him as a shield.
Okay. He's going to try to, like, spear you to the ground. Okay. What was your roll?
Oh, 10. Oh, I critted. 19.
Critted.
19.
And I fumbled.
Yes.
He slips on the blood. And I guess what do you do? What are you doing? What was your move to
I was just going to use the guy, the soldier is like a human shield, but...
Okay. I guess you kind of essentially matador your way. And so the doll soldier continues with the petrochem soldier, and you gracefully step out of the way as he kind of slips and spears the guy to the ground.
Wow. Okay. I guess I'm like, I want to get behind this doll puppet thing and like see if there's like a weak point that I could just slash it.
Okay.
What role would that be? Like awareness notice or something?
Yeah. Okay. I'll give you awareness notice.
Sure. 7.
So what you remember from your last encounter is that one had like a thermite accelerant inside of it. If you could somehow trigger that, and it's in its chest, its most armed kind of area, but maybe there's a way to like just reach in and disconnect it or something in order to just get it to initiate its self-destruct sequence.
I feel like that would require a tech roll that I do not have, though.
Yeah. Other than that, its head. It's always a good
place to go.
It's always a safe bet to assume that the head is a very weak spot, and it does.
Okay.
Have an exposed one.
So maybe I'll go for a slash at the head at like minus 3 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're slashing how? What are you doing?
Just like the same thing I did on the first petrochem soldier, just wrapping it around and just pulling up, choker style.
Okay.
Yeah. 8.
Okay. Roll your damage.
It is 13.
Good amount of damage.
It's kind of cutting through the armored area around it. So you're like, you've cut into the armor, but you haven't
severed it
yet, or hit a weak point. And you're now kind of like holding on to this beast that has fallen to the ground, speared a petrochem soldier who's not looking in good shape.
The spear's not treating them well?
No.
When I say spear, I mean that he like got him with his shoulder, essentially. He went in, his arms were at his side, and he kind of brought him to the ground.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if I should risk trying to move again at minus 6 and maybe put some luck into it or something. I don't know. It'd be risky.
Okay.
But I just want to deal with this thing real quick because it's a nightmare. Okay, I'm going to put 3 points of luck on this roll to slash its neck fully. I fumbled. No. Are you kidding me? I fumbled.
I knew it was a bad call.
Okay, roll. Well, you don't need to roll again because our kind of rule is that if you do put luck in, you can't have a terrible fumble.
Right.
But you are just standing there.
Just on its back, I guess.
Yanking on this thing on its back.
Okay. Very vulnerable right now.
How much luck do you have? 6?
7.
You have tons of luck then.
So you still have 4 more points.
Yeah.
That's math, everybody.
Simple math.
Okay, with that fumble, a new round of initiative.
Well, that sucked. 3.
Nice. Okay, the doll soldier's going first.
Great.
No.
It's going to... It doesn't really have the same kind of shoulders that we do, so its arms can just reverse to the back of it. And it's going to grab you and throw you over itself.
Well, hold on, though. Isn't she still have, the blade around its neck?
Yeah, so it's trying to, take it off like a hood almost.
Can I do a strength challenge and see if I can hold on? Or...
yes, you can contest it for sure.
Yeah. I think I'll do that. I rolled a 2.
Oh,
are you fucking kidding me right now?
Well, you had all your good rolls early on.
Always.
You're thrown in front and onto the petrochem soldier, who's, I think he's dead now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And
Hey, Vapor, want to help me out?
He can't hear you.
I know. This is what I'm thinking.
Right. Okay. And the doll soldier is currently standing above you now, and you're prone on the ground. Over in the corner, Sleazy-Chan has popped open the electronics device, and she's activating some things inside of it. And she's like, do we like the fire or do we want it out?
No, I think we like it. Don't turn the sprinklers on. Not yet.
And then Vapor takes another swing, fumbles, he falls onto the ground.
Oh, God.
And he's just kind of thrashing about on the floor.
Great.
The fire is starting to really pick up in the other side, and it's becoming a little more difficult to breathe in the environment as smoke is pouring into the rest of the room. And then the last person on the initiative makes a move into the room. It's Chip.
Oh, finally. Where the fuck were you? God.
His alarm goes off.
Oh, yeah. Thanks. Thanks for letting me know.
So now there's a deafening alarm going off. And Chip does something he's never done before. A small ball that was kind of in his neck collar falls to the ground.
A ball?
And for a second, nothing happens.
Oh, God. Can I scramble to run away first? After I notice this ball, I'm just like, oh, no.
Sure. Yeah. You can try.
7. I don't know if it's enough.
You start to, I guess you've gotten to the point where you've gotten up.
Okay.
And then suddenly a blinding flash occurs.
God damn it. Chip?
And your ears are ringing.
Oh, God.
Okay.
This dumbass fucking dog. I swear to God.
You're in the simulation. In the darkness, you can see this inverted pyramid of tubes and tissues with the doctor standing there under the spotlight.
Where do I even start with this thing? So, what you're telling me is that the AI core is no longer a core. It's now a bunch of liquid, basically, and shit like that spread out throughout Arcadia Bay and the Scrub Zone.
No, the AI core is still where it was in the Scrub Zone. What's spread out into Arcadia Bay into that the contaminant can be thought of almost like it's maybe it's blood.
So there's no data involved in that.
No, it needs it in order to transfer into to have the neural activity it needs in order to function, but there's no data inside that. It's just something that is useful for it and its reproduction and harmful for us.
So, okay, so you haven't told me how the sleep study connects to this, because I know that the sleep study was originally to try to engage with the AI core, to try to stabilize it. But then how are these people still connected? How is Alice being able to basically remotely control the people who are that have participated in this sleep study?
Well, I guess to answer your question, first, how do you know you're in a dream? A lot of people would say it's because you can't read something. That the parts of your logical mind aren't working in that way. But you can fool yourself into thinking that those words are on the paper. What you're in a dream when time and space don't function the way they do in the real world.
Right, you can't remember how you got somewhere.
Exactly. So this door, and you find yourself inside the Chromatech research facility, would normally lead to an area where we did certain decontamination. But in here, inside the simulation, it's a door to my childhood. And she opens it up, and you can see two young girls, one probably Dana, and the other one probably Callista, playing with an old dollhouse. She's like, we use this type of play as children to understand our world. We create these tiny simulations, maybe to deal with something that's happening in our life, to understand it when we have no other analogous to it, or perhaps to imagine better possibilities for ourselves, different possibilities. The connection, Alice is pure intelligence, but that intelligence needs a connection to humans. It needs data. It needs experience. Inside the Chromotech arcology, Alice was only one part of the equation. The other part were the experiences that everyone had inside of that place, that were transferred sometimes at night through sleep studies, and sometimes directly through an uploading of consciousness to Alice. In short, she was connected to all of us in order to create her simulations, in order to improve her life. We were her eyes and ears, and she was the brain.
So how am I supposed to know that you're not still connected to her?
I just suppose you'll have to take my word on it.
Cool.
The thing is that Alice isn't evil. Alice isn't the doll maker. But she needs those connections to function. So when all of those people died in the disaster, they didn't really die. And you can see the inverted pyramid and the bodies floating. They became a part of Alice, piece by piece. And you can see tendrils kind of coming out of the broken tubes and hooking up to the floating bodies. And they're slowly being pulled towards the inverted pyramid.
So you used prisoners, as basically a way to keep Alice fed with information and with knowledge and experience?
No, it's not as simple as that. We were looking for someone to connect with her, to make her feel safe. When the disaster happened, she closed off a lot of her systems through a security protocol. one that prevents us from fully accessing her.
Why do you need to? Why?
Why do we need a person?
Why do you need to access the Alice, the AI?
Because otherwise, all of that work, all those people's experiences, all those souls that didn't really die but became part of Alice's knowledge, even as flawed as it is, would be completely lost, and that would be a waste. An immeasurable waste.
Well, I mean, you fucked up. You got to deal with the consequences, you know?
That's what we're doing, but why should she suffer more than she has? Alone.
Okay.
It's what's best for her.
Sure. I mean, I can't really tell you what to do with your weird AI. All I can do is try and figure out how to stop people from becoming dolls and how to stop it from happening more. And, your judgment on this whole thing is questionable for sure. I don't know if I can really, in good conscience, just let you kind of continue to do the work that you're doing. But I'm just a humble Dr. Pepper, you know? What can I do? So here's what's going to happen. You're going to tell me what I need to know so that I can stop the doll maker. You're going to tell me everything I need to know to stop the doll maker. No more secrets. No more holding back exactly what's going on. Like you guys have been doing, treating us as, ironically, puppets or dolls, whatever. Similar. But that's one of it. And you're going to release my friends, Jerica Davis and Alloy Knight. What are you doing with them? Like, is there a cure for whatever the doll maker is doing to them, for giving them large doses of, is it Gorgon?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes, and I'm sorry. I know that you've been deceived in order to play your part in this, but I hope that I've been as honest as I can be with you.
Sure. I mean, I guess more honest than I guess I could have expected, maybe. But I guess you didn't answer my question. What is there a cure? Is there?
There is a way of fighting Gorgon if we get to the body quickly enough. We are currently trying to extend that time and do what we can for Jerica. We're not holding her here, though. It's just, I feel that this is the best place for her right now and her best chance of coming out of this. If you disagree, you're free to take her.
Well, I disagree with you not letting her brother see her or talk to her or talk to the people who are helping her.
We've actually brought her brother to the damsel.
Cool.
Okay.
Super cool.
So Sherman is absolutely allowed to talk to her.
Okay. All right. Well,
and as for Alloy Knight, he's just in really bad condition right now. And I'm sure you want him to return to helping you, and we want the same thing. Again, we're not holding him here. You're free to leave anytime you want as well. I've told you, you simply have to walk back to the elevator and you can leave this simulation.
I'm just going to look around and see if I can still see the elevator.
You can't.
Okay. So how am I supposed to walk back to an elevator I can't see?
And with that, a row of kind of lights leads you down a path.
All right, cool. I would like those to remain on, but I do have more questions.
You wanted to know what it would take to stop the doll maker.
Yes.
Back at the museum, the fire is starting to burn out of control.
And,
you find yourself coughing uncontrollably, but you can barely hear those coughs. It's very hard to see, and you can barely hear anything through either the smoke and the blinding flash that occurred. You do feel a tug on your leg.
Okay, I can't see anything, so don't look down. Here's a weird question. The guy I beheaded earlier, is his head still around somewhere?
Yes.
Because my plan is to grab their masks and put them on us to breathe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, make a roll to awareness notice, I guess. This would be a very difficult one.
Not good. I got a 5.
You find yourself kind of feeling around the floor, but you also are hyper aware now through the smoke that there is violent slashing coming from the doll soldier.
Oh, God. It's not blinded, is it? It's
it may be, but it is acting like it's blinded. It hasn't, but its reaction to being blinded is to thrash at everything around it.
Okay, I call out to Chip. Chip, can you retrieve a helmet for me and Vapor?
When you say Chip, the tugging on your leg gets more intense.
Okay, is it like trying to pull me somewhere?
Well, yeah. I mean, when you, I guess, are you going to investigate that tugging on your leg?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Chip tugging on your leg, trying to pull you in a direction.
Okay, I guess I follow.
Okay, yeah. You sort of hold on to Chip, and you can feel him pulling you in a direction. You've kind of lost sense of where you are in the room. But make an awareness notice.
7?
Okay, you have managed to, in the smoke, spot some bright colors, and judging by the kind of red with splotches of different colors and the general kind of shape of this, you think it to be vapor.
I guess I try to grab for him.
Okay, yeah.
9, not bad.
Okay, you've got vapor with you as you're tugging along.
This is eerily familiar.
Another chain, yeah. Another blind chain. Except Chip, I don't know if Chip could see where it's going.
Yeah. You can kind of make out through the smoke and through your eyes that it looks like there is some kind of square of bright light through all of this, and you can see a figure in front of it kind of coughing and frantically looking out to you.
Sleazy, I guess. So I guess, like, are we headed towards her, or should I grab her?
Yeah, Chip is pulling you and your line towards that.
Okay. I guess I yell, can you hear me?
No response to that.
Yeah.
But as you get closer, it seems that she can make you out a bit and reaches for you and tries to try to direct you into this bright light. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to follow.
Okay, make an athletics check.
Ooh. Fumble. Great.
No.
You find, so you weren't prepared for this being elevated, and it's essentially, it looks like Sleazy-Chan has opened some kind of duct or window to the outside world. And you were not prepared for this, so you eat shit on the ground. You and Chip kind of fall right out with vapor. Not making enough of an athletics he prevents himself from falling on you, but he doesn't do well either, and kind of lands into a dumpster. It looks like this was some kind of
dumpster.
So wait, they're outside?
Yeah, we're outside
of the place, but they just fell on the way down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can sense that you're outside because the breathing's a lot easier, but the bright lights is making it extremely hard to kind of see what's going on, and your hearing still isn't any better.
A little concerned about
Diogenes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just outside the museum, there is an incredible amount of commotion going on out there, and you are sure you were asking about Psycho. It looks like he is struggling with two soldiers pulling him into a van.
Oh. Like in a barrel or like out of the barrel?
He's been pulled out of his barrel. He's
oh no.
He's in his underwear and a tank top. And he's screaming, "Bloody tyrants!
Right.
Bloody tyrants!" He wasn't affected by the glitter bang.
No.
And the petrochem soldiers can sort of turn to see you, and a car swipes into the corner in a really bad way and ends up just wiping one of them completely out.
Okay.
And it pulls to a screeching halt in the kind of garbage area around the back of the museum right now. There's still one who is standing there holding Psycho, but is quite shocked.
Okay.
What do you do?
Oh. Well, first I look into the trash and see that there's a piece called Brash and Bold in there. Then I'm like, yeah, that checks out. And all your listeners who watch SpongeBob will know what I'm talking about.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. I was like, what are you talking about?
I was also a little confused there, but okay.
And I guess I kind of like, no one can hear me, and I can't hear myself or really see anything else.
It's starting to clear up.
Oh, okay.
But the bright light from the outside is really stinging your sensitive eyes right now. And but the hearing is this is all just a silent tinnitus ring that's happening.
I just call out to Sleazy-Chan. Can you see? Do you have eyes right now? Can she see?
You can see Sleazy-Chan looking at you and talking with a fury, pointing and shouting, but you cannot make out you can't hear her or make out what's going on.
Great.
There's one soldier left.
The roll initiative, because the soldier's going to try to stun baton. He's got his bearings now.
4.
Okay. You before you can act, the door to the car opens up.
Okay.
And a couple of shots ring out. Critting the petrochem soldier with a 3-round burst to the head.
What the hell is this? I say, who the hell are you? Even though I know they can't hear me. Or I can't hear them.
You can see a man in a brown and black trench coat with brown and black hair peering out. He looks to be in his early to mid 30s. grizzled, and you can instantly kind of recognize him as there's a kind of a sense that solos get, I guess, when they can tell that they're interacting with another person that's been in the shit.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't even speak. He just motions for all of you to get into the car.
Okay, I guess I don't really got much choice now. I go to the car.
You guys pile into the car. Sleazy-Chan, would you go the back or the front?
Front, I guess.
Okay, you pop into the front passenger side, and everyone else piles into the back, except Chip, I think, who did go into the back, but then hastily pushes his way up to the front onto your lap.
No, he's not lapdog sized.
No, he isn't.
No, get off.
But he's struggling to he wants to be there. So he kind of, pushes his way, and the driver has to kind of compensate for Chip moving on there as he tries to peel out of this.
I say to Chip, look what you've done to me. I'm blind and deaf. Bad dog.
Again, you can't really hear yourself talk too much, but
no.
I feel like everyone in this car, except for the driver, who's trying to steely drive out of this, out of this back dumpster area, is screaming at the top of their heads. Even Psycho, who wasn't really affected by the glitter, is still brutally angry at the tyrants that he's shouting at, and puts his head out the window, giving the finger to the dead soldiers as you peel out. Vapor is tossing about in the back seat, and Sleazy is trying to tell you something. She's tapping your shoulder and speaking directly to you, but
she must know by now that I'm deafened and blinded.
Yeah.
I just kind of give her the shrug, I don't know what you're saying.
The car races down the street with this ragtag group in the back.
Whoa.
The driver trying to maintain his cool, but eventually just also joining the shouting to just be shut up, everyone. Which you can read on his lips, but no one else can hear. And you can see the Catalina Island Museum igniting, the fire raging behind you as you rush down the street.
Okay. Whew.
Wild ride.
Another, battle where everyone's blind.
I mean, I try to do it the right way, and then this dog comes in and just lays the bomb right in front of me.
Yeah, good lord. Well, that was another episode for you, episode 14, book 2. As you can probably tell, there's going to be more episodes in this book than there was in book 1. I'm along for the ride. I hope you are too. Like I said at the top, we do want to talk about a few things before we sign off. The first thing that we'd like to cover is, I guess, thank you to our Telsaurian Games. We don't say that every episode, but I try to because they are a great company. They've really, especially during this month of June. They've really shown their support to a lot of great causes, and it's just nice to see that the company that makes this game, Cyberpunk 2020, is on the right side, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
And so, speaking of that, Mike Pondsmith wrote an open letter, I suppose you can call it, talking about
it's on their website,
Black Lives Matter and police brutality, and give it a read if you want to go check that out. We did, and it's I think a lot of things well said by him. And the other thing that we'd like to draw your attention to is the bundle that we're a part of, the bundle for racial
justice and equality.
We have submitted our game to be a part of that. Order a Pizza visual novel.
It won't be available by the time they're listening to this, though.
Right,
I was just thinking the same thing.
Oh, yeah. That's a shame. Well, I'm mentioning it anyways because it
is historically the biggest game bundle.
Yeah, and it also earned $6 million. Yeah, maybe more by the time this comes out.
It's already more.
All right. Well, there you go. So it's
huge.
It's earned quite a bit. So yes, you can't get it anymore. But thank you to everyone that did. And I think it's just something really positive coming out of all this.
For sure.
We were so happy to be a part of it.
Yes. We also wanted to thank our Patreon producers, Christian Fish and Zetz. So if you want to go and support us on Patreon, you can become a Patreon producer just like they have and get your name shouted out in the episodes.
There's also fan-made NPCs or patron-created NPCs. There were 2 in this episode. I mentioned this last chapter, but Vapor Harmful by So Lame Like and Psychodiogenes by David D. There's plenty more that are coming that have been submitted and will be part of the adventure and campaign going forward, but it's a great program that we do through our Patreon, and if you're interested, become a part of it, please.
Yeah, the other thing that there's also some other tiers that we haven't mentioned, but there's if you just get in at the $2 level, you get the episodes a day early. And you are also, there's a couple other tiers like music where you can download the music that I make for the show, and then there's also
monthly wallpapers
so that you can use on your phone that Lindsay draws, and there's some great art that is done for that. If you check our Instagram, you can see versions of that, but you have to go to our Patreon to get the full size wallpapers resolution. And stuff like that.
And if you would like to come over and say hi, you can join our Discord. We're a public server, just Rocket Adrift /Dark Future Dice, or you can follow us on Twitter at Rocket Adrift and shout out at us on there.
Or shout at us.
Shout at us. Yeah, and one more time, it is Pride Month, so trans rights are human rights. Trans women are women. Trans men are men. And support any of the people that who are LGBT in part of that community. And our hearts go out to all of our listeners who are part of that community. And try, stick with it. I know there's some shit going on in that whole realm right now. We're with you, and I hope you're doing okay.
Definitely. Thanks everyone for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.
Yeah,
great.